What is going on, guys? How are we all doing? Today we're going to be taking a look at this little fella here. This is the Aspire Mulus. It is a single 18650 AIO kit, and you know what? It's absolutely smashed it. So what we're going to do in today's video, we're going to drop it down to the table. We're going to go through the packaging a little bit. We're going to go through the actual kit and how to change the coils and stuff like that, how to go through the menu. Then we're going to come back up top. We're going to take a little vape on it, and we're going to tell you how it actually performs in day-to-day life, and a couple of pros and cons with the device, because there is always pros and cons. So see us all on the table in just a little second. So, usual kind of packaging from Aspire. We've got a picture of a big fat TPD warning. On the side we've got a couple of bits. On the back we've got a couple of bits. On the side again we've got a couple of bits. And on the top we've got Aspire. And on the bottom we've got a drawer. Oof! So, the actual Aspire Mulus kit. This is not the drip tip that comes with it. I dropped it from the couch, and the drip tip snapped in half. The drip tip's actually really nice, though. It is a similar kind of matching pattern to what this is, but we'll come back to this in just a little second. Have a little look through and see what comes into the packaging. They've got a little tab on the front, which makes it a little bit easier to get out, which I always do like to see. Warranty card, instruction manual in loads of different languages, and also we get USB Type-C charging cable. We get 2 Nautilus coils. Well, we get 1 Nautilus coil, a 1.8 ohm Nautilus coil, which has been used to death. And we get a 0.4 Tigon coil, which is also being used to death. It's 20, no, what, that's voltage. What is it in wattage? And you can run this coil at 23 to 28 watts. It's a 0.3 ohm coil. You also get this other Tigon coil, which I haven't used yet in this kit, but I have used before in other kits. And it is, let's have a little look, can't even tell. And you get this other coil. This is another Tigon coil, and this is rated 10 to 12 watts, and there's a 1.2 ohm round wire coil. So it's everything that we get inside the box. Everything out of the way. So we've got the Aspire Mulus, as I said about the drip tip before, so we'll take that off because that's not included. So start from the top, work our way down. It is quite a bit of a dirty little fella, this. So we'll start from the top and work our way down. So at the top you've got your little pod system, kind of like tank, so to speak. You've got an 810 drip tip mount. You've got an 810 board drip tip mount, and it does fit other 810 drip tips. I'll just leave that in there. On the back here you've got a big clicky fire button, a really nice resin panel, which as you can tell is quite a little bit of a finger panging, which as you can tell is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. Not as much as what other mods are, but it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. But look at the colour, look at the glitter in the blues. Like, it's beautiful, man. I can't see that with my own eye, really. But it's a really nice little bit of resin there. On the side, you get the Mulus, Aspire and Mulus. On the bottom, you get a little bit of battery venting, normal kind of warnings. On the side there, you get your USB Type-C charging port, and on the back you get your control panel, so to speak. It really is a fingerprint magnet, this. I can't even see any of these marks with my own eye, but the camera is absolutely picking them up. So you get a little bit of a window here so you can see in, and you get a little bit of a window so you can see your screen. You do get a little peel and reveal just on here, which you can take off at your leisure. So to get a single 18650 battery that goes into here, there's not an awful lot of markings. You can see a positive on the top and a negative on the bottom, but as always I'd like to see them in a colour so you can see it at a glance. Load of screws around the outside, a couple of really strong magnets, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and you get your actual port as well, your actual tank. Spring loaded, not even a 510, spring loaded adapter so you can fit your tank into there, and you do get 2 little buttons, an up and a down button, and a little screen. So, and obviously you get one of these pull tabs. So, pop the battery in here, positive up, Aspire, Mulus, and then you get your 14 watts. Or I don't know what it actually starts on, I probably should have reset that. And it's just a very simple scroll through to get through your menu, up and down. If you hold your up and down buttons together, you can access the menu, and it's a very simple menu. You've either got watts, you've got a bypass mode, or you've got a voltage mode. And to click it in, you just press the button on the back. Go back into wattage, click it in there, and if you press your power button 3 times, it goes into a stealth mode. And it's back on there. So have a little look through the actual pod. So you get a little adapter for when you want to use Nautilus coils, and you just screw that into there, and on the base of that you do have a airflow controller for the way that the Nautilus coils work. But if you are using the Tigon coils, they do just push in into the bottom, so that just takes up that space. So with the adapter you need to use for the Nautilus coils, the one that you get pre-installed in here is the Nautilus 2S mesh coil, and that is a 0.7 ohm and it runs at 20 to 25 watts. So the actual little tank itself, this is the TPD version, the 2 milliliter one with a big black bung in it to reduce the capacity. I was very fortunate and got sent out another one without it, which increases it to 4.5 millimeters, and you can buy these online if you do wish to do so. But the TPD version is obviously restricted to a 2 milliliter capacity. All you need to do is, if you want to change your coils, screw your coil into there if you're using one of the Nautilus. If you're using one of the Nautilus coils, prime up your coil with a little bit of e-liquid just by putting a little bit of liquid on all of these exposed bits of cotton. Put a couple of drops down the middle as well, and then you just want to slot that in like that, and it is a push-in kind of mechanism rather than a screw-in one, which is quite good. And to change your airflow is you just open and close that. Same with the Tigon coils. The coil just slots in completely, and there is no airflow options with that. So that's pretty much everything. We've had a little look at the Aspire Mulus. We are gonna pop back up to FaceTime. We're gonna pop up to FaceTime, and we are gonna go through a couple of pros and cons of the actual kit and what it's like to use in day-to-day life. So I'll see you all in just a little sec. Bye. So, welcome back up top, guys. Welcome back up top. I've now said in one of my previous videos, I'm going to talk about all the specs in the previous part of the video on the table camera section. It's all just going to be in the description now for people who do want to see them. So, the Aspire Mulus, what do we think of it? We really, really like it, to be honest with you. Go through a couple of things with it, the build quality being one of them. The build quality is absolutely flawless, to be honest with you. It's solid. It feels like a high-end AIO, do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like an Aspire. Not that Aspire are cheap, but Aspire are very mainstream, do you know what I mean? But they are absolutely smashing it, to be honest with you. I do really like Aspire pieces of kit. The ergonomics of it are a bit weird. Like, more especially like the button placement on it. Like the button placements here, and yeah, I'm used to it now. I've got big hands, I wrap around it. I can vape, or you could do it, I don't know, it's pretty much only that way. but the button placement's a little bit weird on it. Like, it could so easily be there, or even on the top, do you know what I mean? The top of the work, but it's a little bit weird. But once you get used to it, you do get used to it. But it's nice, it's small, but it's not too small, and it's not too bulky at the same time. It's comfortable in your hand once you get your hand around, once you get how to actually fire, and it's pretty much a right-handed mod. It's quite awkward to hold in your left hand. So yeah, it's very much a right-handed mod. I nearly said a right-wing mod there. So yeah, it's very much a right-handed device. The battery door gets on my nerves a little bit, to be honest with you. Like, you've got this really nice resin on this side, and then it just looks like a half a job on there. And the battery door, like, it is a little bit rattly. Like, you can get it in its perfect place, but like, you've got to properly try to get it in its perfect place. It doesn't come easily. But even then, don't even know if you can hear that, like, but there's still a little bit of movement in it, still a little bit of rattle. So better magnets could have been used in that. But also, like, it's a half-assed job, do you know what I mean? Some people might like it, some people might not. But like, if you're going to put dead nice resin on one side, put dead nice resin on the other. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe, I don't know, I'm wrong on that. I don't know, it's my opinion anyway, to be honest with you. I like the fact that you use 2 different coils with it. That there's 2 different coils available for you. You've got your Nautilus coils, which are tried, tested and true, and I absolutely love them for mouth to lung kits. And you've also got your Tigon coils, which are tried, tested and true, as well as the Nautilus coils. And I really like the fact that they include like 4 coils altogether with the kit. A higher wattage Nautilus coil and a lower wattage Nautilus coil, and a higher wattage Tigon coil and a lower wattage Tigon coil. It's nice. Gives you a lot of variety of what the actual things it can do. It's an 80 watt device, which is crazy. Like, it goes up to 80 watts, but you're never actually going to be using that 80 watts. So the battery consumption on it, you're using a low percentage of the battery if you're running it as low as, like, what am I on? I'm on 18.6 watts with this, and it's absolutely fine. So I'm like, well, only a quarter of the way, just under a quarter of the way through the wattage, so the battery's not forcing itself to be working at like 75% capacity. It's only forcing itself to be 25% capacity. Do you know what? 25% capacity, which is obviously going to be better for your battery consumption. I really like the fact that it is I really like as well the fact that it is an external battery, because like, you can just go out of the house with a couple of sets of battery charge. You don't have to worry about your battery life, especially if you're using decent batteries as well. You get battery for days. I've been using generally Samsung 25 hours in here, and even when I'm running that at like 28 watts with the Tigon coil that goes up that high, I'm still getting a full day out of it. Like, if not more than a full day. I don't think it's ever ran out on me, and if it is, I've always got spare batteries with me to replace it. Fire button is a little bit of a weird placement. Once you do get your head round it, and your hand, I guess. Once you do get your head round it, it is a hell of a lot better. You do it, you know what I mean? But it is a little bit of a weird placement. There to be better, because as well, it'll be more accessible for left-handed vapors as well as right-handed vapors. Do you know what I mean? And the battery door is a little bit of a weird thing. It's like, it's a little bit wobbly at times, and the fact that it's not resonant proper irks me. Like, I don't know, I think it sets me OCD off, to be honest. But overall, I am a massive fan of this device. I'm not 100% sure on prices and that on it just yet, because as this video is recorded, it only got released yesterday, I think. Even if it's not released yet, I'm not 100% sure. But this is an absolute little beast of a kit, to be honest with you. Thanking, absolutely hats off to you. Do you know what I mean? You've absolutely smashed it. Big shout out to Jay for sending that out to me as well. So yeah, that's pretty much everything from me. Thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is Bobo. We've been The Vapery, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Bye!